In our last class, we discussing about male reproductive parts of a flower. Now, we discussing the topic female reproductive part of a flower, that is gynoecium. Gynoecium. It represents the female reproductive part. It consists of a single pistil, monocarpellary, or more than one pistil, multicarpellary. If only one pistil, that is called monocarpellary. If more than one pistil, that is called multicarpellary. In multicarpellary, the pistils may fuse together, that is syncarpous. That is syncarpous. In multicarpellary, the pistils may fuse together, that is syncarpous. Its example is the papaver, cuscus. Or in the free form, this is the free form, that is epocarpus, Micheliae, Malayalam, Chembagam. Pistils has three parts. This is the actual structure of a pistil. It has mainly three parts. First one, stigma, then style and ovary. These are the main three parts of a pistil: stigma, style and ovary. Then stigma, it serves as landing platform for pollen grains. It acts as a landing platform for pollen grains. Then style, it is the elongated slender part beneath the stigma. Elongated slender part beneath the stigma. Then ovary, basal bulged part of pistil. It is the basal bulged part of the pistil. Inside the ovary is the ovarian cavity or locule. The placenta is located inside it. Arising from the placenta are megasporangia or ovules. Ovules arising from the placenta. In case of wheat, paddy, mango, one ovule in an ovary. But in papaya, watermelon, many ovules in ovary. Okay. Then we study the structure of megasporangium and the structure of ovule. This is the structure of ovule. You look here. Funicle, hilum, micropyle, micropylar pole, outer inducement, inner inducement, nucleus, embryo sac and chalazial pole. These are the main parts of the ovule. This is the main structure of the megasporangium or the ovule. Okay. Ovule is attached to the placenta by a stalk. The stalk is called funicle. Ovule is attached to the placenta by a stalk is called funicle. The body of the ovule fuses with the funicle in the region is called hilum. This is the hilum region, where the body of the ovule fuses with funicle in the region is called hilum. Each ovule has one or two protective envelope. This is the protective envelope. It is called indictments. This is the outer inducement. This is the inner inducement. It's a function protection. Its top, a small opening is present. The small opening, that is called micropyle. This region is called micropylar pole. This opening is called micropyle. Basal part of the ovule is chalaza. This region is called chalasal pole. Basal region is the chalasal pole. Then top region is the micropylar pole. In the top region we can see a small opening that is called micropyle. Okay. Enclosed within the integments, there is a mass of cells called nucellus. This region is called nucellus. Enclosed within the integments, these are the two integments, there is a mass of cells that is called nucellus. This region is the nucellus. Its cells contain reserve food materials. This nucellus contain reserve food material. Embryo sac or the female gametophyte seen inside the nucellus. Embryo sac or the female gametophyte seen inside the nucellus. An ovule generally has a single embryo sac formed from a megaspore. Next we study megasporogenesis. Megasporogenesis. What is megasporogenesis? It is the formation of megaspores. Formation of megaspores from megaspore mother cells. Formation of megaspores from megaspore mother cells is called megasporogenesis. Ovules generally differentiate a single megaspore mother cell in the micropylar region of the nucellus. It is a large cell containing dense cytoplasm and a prominent nucleus. It is a large cell containing dense cytoplasm and prominent nucleus. Megaspore mother cells undergo meiosis to produce 4 megaspores. That is the megaspore tetrads. Okay. We study, this is the structure of an ovule. In this structure, this is the micropyle region. Then you look here. This is the micropylar end. This is the nucellus. In this diagram, this is the nucellus. Then megaspore mother cells. Okay. In megasporogenesis, we study it is the formation of megaspores from the megaspore mother cells. This is the megaspore mother cell. From the megaspore mother cells form the megaspores. In the only single cell, it undergoes division to form the megaspore dyad, 2 cell stage. Again, divide to form the 4 cell stage. This 4 cell stage is called megaspore tetrad. This process takes place in this region, micropylar end. Okay, you look here, this is the structure of an ovule. In the meiotic tetrad, that is the megaspore tetrads are formed here. In this region it is formed. Then we study the formation of female gametophyte, that is the embryo sac, formation of embryo sac. In majority of flowering plants, 1 megaspore is functional while the other 3 degenerate. In the 4 megaspore tetrads, 4 megaspores are formed. This is the megaspore tetrads. In majority of flowering plants, 1 megaspore is functional while the other 3 degenerate. Therefore, cells, only 1 cell become functional. It is the functional megaspore. Other 3 are degenerating megaspores. The functional megaspore develops into the female gametophyte, that is the embryo sac. The embryo sac formation from a single megaspore is called monosporic development. The embryo sac formation from a single megaspore is called monosporic development. The nucleus of the functional megaspore divides mitotically. This is the nucleus of megaspore mother cell. It divides mitotically to form two nuclei. They move to the opposite poles. You look here, this is the functional megaspore. This functional megaspore divides mitotically to form the two cells. These two nucleated embryo sacs, they move to the opposite poles. This is two nuclei. These move to the opposite poles. The nuclei again divide to two times, forming 4 nucleate and 8 nucleate stage of the embryo sac. Again divides to form, these two cells divides to form 4 cell, again divides to form 8 cell stage. 2 cell, 4 cell and 8 cell stage. These divisions are free nuclear, that is the nuclear divisions are not followed immediately by the cell wall formation. After the 8 nucleate stage, cell walls are laid down, leading to the organization of the typical female gametophyte. 6 of the 8 nuclei are surrounded by the cell wall and organized into cells. After the 8 nucleated stage, the cell walls are laid down, leading to the organization of the typical female gametophyte. 6 of the 8 nuclei are surrounded by the cell wall and organized into cells. The two nuclei are the polar nuclei, are situated below the egg apparatus in the large centered cell. A typical mature embryo sac is 8 nucleate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 nucleate and 7 celled. 3 cells are grouped at the micropylar end and form egg apparatus. Micropylar end and form the egg apparatus. It consists of 2 synergids and 1 egg cell. 2 synergids and 1 egg cell. Synergids have special cellular thickenings at the micropylar tip called the filiform apparatus. In the synergids, we can see a special cellular thickening in its micropylar tip. This special thickening is called filiform apparatus. This the 2 synergids, this one egg cell. In these 2 synergids, a special cellular thickenings are present at the micropylar end, that is called filiform apparatus. It helps to guide the pollen tubes into the synergids. That is the function of filiform. What is the function? It helps to guide the pollen tubes into the synergid. 3 cells of the chalacal end. This is the chalacal end. 3 cells at the chalacal end are called the antipodals. These 3 cells are called antipodals. Then large central cell has 2 polar nucleus. This is the large central cell. It contains 2 polar nuclei. These are the main structures of the mature embryo sac. Okay. Main structures of embryo sac: 2 ends, chalacal end and a micropylar end. Then 8 nucleus and 7 cells. These 3 are the 3 cells in the chalacal end are called antipodals. Then in micropyle 3, that is the 2 synergids and 1 egg cell. Then a large central cell contain 2 polar nuclei. Okay, I think all of you understand this question. Thank you.